This is our glute bridge with abduction. This is for anybody who has overactive adductor complex. In your squat assessment, your knees buckle in, tend to have a lot of knee pain going downhill in hikes. So what we're going to do is we're going to use any of the bands that you guys have ordered. Ideally with this one, I want you to go as heavy as you can, as long as you're not feeling your back. So you'll notice if when you're doing the exercise, all you feel is your back, the band might be a little bit too heavy for you. But in general, the ones that you get off Amazon, they're not super dense, so you're able to at least start with like the red band and then move up to the black band. So the placement of this is going to be right above the knees. What you always want to remember is proper leg alignment with your hips. So hip width is generally 2 fist widths right in between your knees. The other thing is I want you to keep the pressure in your heels, so lift your toes up and curl your toes inside your shoes. That's going to help keep you from using your quads as much, as well as keep you from cheating with your hamstring complex. So ideally you do this with a ball. If you don't have a ball, you can put your shoulders on a bench or a couch. If you don't have anything, you can do it on the floor. I just like the ball because it gives you a natural arch to follow when you drop your back down around it, as well as it increases the range of motion that the glutes fire. This is by far one of the most important exercises for rebalancing the hips and getting rid of knee pain and back pain. So what you're going to do is you are going to roll out until your shoulders and your head can rest gently on the ball, because you don't want to have your neck back here looking back that way. You're going to get all dizzy. You don't want to have your chin smushed into your chest because you're too far down this way. So just wherever it's comfortable for the head and the shoulders to be on the ball. You're going to have those knees, the 2 fists apart, heels down, toes up with the toes curled to help isolate. If you need to, you can keep your hands down to make sure you're not pushing with your legs. Your hands should not be moving whatsoever. So ideally, ankles right below the knees, shoulders and head on the ball. You're going to drop your butt down, draw in from the stomach. So you're going to suck your stomach in as much as you can. You're going to try and round your lower back while squeezing your butt to lift your butt up as high as you can without feeling your back. So some of the ways that people cheat with this is they don't do that tuck at the bottom, so they end up doing something like this, where it's arched the entire time and all they feel is their back. So you know you're cheating if you feel it in the wrong spot. So you always want to start down here, pull in the stomach, tuck and round the lower back, and then bring the hips up. Another thing you might notice is your quads are tight, all on the top. That just means you haven't gotten enough of the trigger points and done enough of the stretches to allow those to remain underactive during this exercise. Or you might feel your hamstrings trying to cramp, which is also a very common thing because the glute isn't used to working. The hamstrings have been doing the job of the butt for a very long time. So the ways that you get rid of that, you can put your feet a little bit wider, make sure those toes are up. Also pay attention to where your feet are, because if your feet start to get out here, or if you start pushing with the ball, you're going to feel way more hamstrings than butt. The feet need to be right underneath the knees to keep the hamstrings more loose. And you need to focus more than anything else just on that tuck at the bottom, squeezing as hard as you can all the way up, squeezing as hard as you can all the way back down. Should be burning. With all of these activation exercises, you're going until you feel the burn, and then you're doing about 5 more reps. And then you can always modify any of these once they get easy by adding weight. Okay, so the next exercise is a ball crunch, but I'm going to keep the band on to help me make sure that I'm not cheating with my legs. So I'm going to start by sitting on the ball. I'm going to roll down until my lower back touches. Feet are nice and wide. What you're going to do is you're going to slowly roll down until you feel the mid-back has extended. Arms are supporting the neck. You're going to exhale all the way, draw the stomach in, squeeze the butt up, and then crunch up. So I'm going to exhale, suck in, squeeze the butt, and come up. Just as slow on the way down as the way up. Speed makes you cheat and makes you incorporate more muscles that aren't supposed to do their job, to do the job that the rectus abdominis should be doing right here. So the important part is if you let your hips stay down like this, then you can actually use your legs to pull you up. You'll feel yourself driving your feet into the ground. We don't want the hip flexors to get any stronger. They're already strong, they're already overactive. They're one of the reasons we're having issues. So just that little tiny bit of glute activation from the previous exercise shuts those off. So that's why you gotta squeeze up, exhale out, and then you can come up and you'll feel way more abs if your glutes are engaged. Okay, last exercise I have is an integrative exercise. Let me scoot this back. Okay, last exercise is integrative. It's combining all the things that we just woke up. We're going to have the ball along our lower back, just touching our butt. This is just going to help us from feeling like we're going to fall back or fall forward as we teach our body to squat pretty much from the beginning again. So same setup, 2 fist widths in between the knees. Feet are straight ahead. What you want to do is look at the outside of the feet. It's going to make you feel like you're a little pigeon-toed, but this is actually the correct alignment for your knees and your hips and your ankles. What most people feel is straight when they look at the inside of their shoe is actually pigeon-toed, which puts a whole bunch of pressure on the inside of the knee that's not good. So look at the outside of those shoes, be comfortable with being a little pigeon-toed, and then you're gonna make sure that you push your butt back to go down while pulling in your stomach, and then it's the exact same motion as the ball bridges. You're going to squeeze your butt forward to come all the way up and tuck at the top so you get that little crunch at the top before you release for the next set. So then you go back down, hold for 2 seconds, squeeze the butt, squeeze the butt, squeeze the butt, squeeze the butt, tuck at the top, engage the abs, engage the butt to release the back, and then go into your next rep. So butt out and back, squeezing the whole way, tuck at the top.